How are you guys? And girls, and everything in between, and after and before. I'm recording on daytime, so I'm not as it's not down, but I'm not as dark. I'm not like on my dark side, on the dark side of the moon. But yeah, I just want to talk about when we need to say something to someone, and because I don't know, maybe we're not taught that as child, or as in society we are not taught about that. Can be quite difficult, and I'm one of those people. I really struggle to ask people for what I need. I used not to say that at all, and then I met people in my life that made me feel comfortable with it. But it takes time to me. It takes time to me to be vulnerable, and it's kind of I need to force myself to it, because what happens to me is that because I know I need to say this, and I know what happens to me if I don't say it, if I don't ask for what I need, in case I cannot give it to myself, because there's just things in your life that sometimes you cannot find the answer alone, because someone else carries the answer for you. And that's when you need to ask that person, is it like this or like that, and it can be quite difficult. So one of the things I learned maybe a month ago was that I was actually going through this thing that my friend did, something that made me feel uncomfortable, and in the moment I just kind of I ignored it, and I thought yeah, this is what I do. I ignore that first feeling, because I'm okay, maybe this is just me being a little pain, and I think this is my first mistake, is that I tell myself maybe this is just me being a little pain, and I shouldn't. I shouldn't. If I felt this and if I'm feeling this, why am I not talking in the moment? And there's friends that they made me feel uncomfortable because of things they said or they did. And I'm still friends with them, but I also know that there's shit that I need to tell them, but it's been fucking 6 years, and I never told them, and now it's been 6 years. And I can still tell them, because I'm on this point that I was honest with people about this, about the fact that this is who I am. I struggle with telling you that, well, maybe you are a bit of a motherfucker. This is a bit aggressive, but maybe. I know you didn't do it on purpose, and if you care about me as a friend, you just gonna take care of this and open with, or be open to listen to me. And maybe I'm trying to do this because I've got something that I need to say to someone right now, and maybe that's why I'm recording this episode right now at 11:45 on a Monday. And I just had a shower, and it was quite good, not gonna lie. But one of the things, as I was saying, that I realized a month ago was that when I've got these things to say, not just I feel the pain of them and then they annoy me, and then I go through a process of feeling a lot of anxiety, and I need to rationalize things. So then I write what's the best way of saying this, that it's not gonna offend the person, or it's not gonna make the person think this or that. And that's quite tricky, but it's my process, and it does help me, because it helps me calming down, see the writing in front of me and be okay, that's it, these are just words, this is, and words are a really powerful thing. They are not just words, but that's it, this is a question. And for you to know if people are suitable for you or not, some questions are really important to ask, because they show if people really care about you or not. And what I figured out is that what actually at this point gives me more anxiety is the fact that I'm not asking. So of course I feel nervous for asking still, but it's it's me trying to convince myself of the reasons why I shouldn't ask, instead of just going no, you should ask this, because this is the step to move forward with this information. And I must say that I'm quite enjoying speaking in English. All of my content everywhere, it's in my first language, but I don't know, I'm feeling more comfortable speaking about these type of things in English than in Portuguese. I don't know if it's because I feel more vulnerable, and it's because it's not on my first language, makes it a bit more like private, even though more people speak English than my first language. Yeah, and it helps. So if you do have something to ask someone, if you feel uncomfortable about something, if someone hurt you, just talk with those people. If they don't meet your needs, if they don't care about it, like, they are not your people. It's simple. They are just not your people. And it can be hard to like acknowledge that and to just like feel that, because sometimes you like people so much that it's like, oh, I cannot believe that, like, they don't actually care about me. But like, it's better to know like the truth than to not know it, and yeah, and I keep playing these pianos because they make me like reflect on life somehow. And yeah, and it helps. I'm just here going around, but I think that's kind of like all I had to say. This was just like, it's not even 7 minutes yet. But yeah, at the end of the day, like, if you don't have people around you, you will have, because there's just a bunch of people to everyone. Someone is gonna meet you either like romantically or friendships. That's it. And people, not all of them are going to disappoint you. Some will, but they're just human beings. We disappoint each other, even though like we don't do it on purpose. Some people do. Sometimes we do it on purpose, and that's it, because sometimes we just in a bad day or in a bad moment of our life, and we just more worried about ourselves than we are so worried about like our emotions and protecting ourselves, that other people's emotions become like this second thing, like, sorry, I'm too worried of like taking care of me that I don't really like have time like to take care of yours, and I'm sorry for that. Sorry for not like be thinking about your emotions, and maybe sometimes just be kind of like a motherfucker. Just be a motherfucker. Motherfucker is the expression that I use because it reflects like, you can be either like a really good motherfucker, which is like someone who fucking wins, and you are a motherfucker. But sometimes you can be a motherfucker in a bad sense of like, you don't care about like other people, and I think we all been there, or we all will be there at some point, hopefully not for long, because I think that people are extremely like important in our life. It's really important to like have people around us, and it's really important to like have like this foundation of people, have like a network. It's really important, network of friendships, like different people, because not everyone is gonna give you the same. So I can be your friend, and I can be the guy that you like have fun with when you are sad, but then you need someone to like just listen to you, and then you might need someone who just like is willing to like who you gonna go for to look for solutions, because I'm very much this person who like, I believe that I'm like, I listen to people, and I like to listen to them and listen to their problems, maybe because they make me step away from my problems, and I'm like, like let's do this, let's just like focus on you right now, so that I don't need to think about my own shit. But I'm very much also like a solution guy. I'm just like, you bring me a problem, and I just like, I want to solve it. It's like, it's easy, I want to solve it, because that's kind of like how I do it with myself. Like, there's two ways that people solve stress: either they regulate their emotions, or they solve their problems. And I'm the way I solve my stress is by like solving my problems, but I'm also really impatient, so it's I kind of struggle to find this balance still. But yeah, as everything, we find our own balance. You can go left, right until you are in the middle, and like, that's your balance. But sometimes we need to go left and right to understand, like, it doesn't work completely if you are totally left, and it doesn't work completely if you are totally right, but a mix of them creates a good balance. And yeah, and I hope that you're having a good life, and if you're not, things will get better. Things always get better. And yeah, enjoy your life, take care of yourself, and I love you.